meeting for two. Try that again, huh? That's all right, my fault. Good evening. I'm calling to order the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen for Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. It is now 7 p.m. I'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any public comments? Public. Any correspondence?
No.
I move we accept the special meeting minutes from October 25th, 2023. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, this special meeting. That was where we just went to the public site building. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. And no opposed, motion carries. Next up, I move we approve the Board of Selectmen regular meeting minutes from November 7th, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries. As far as consideration of enforcement of Connecticut General Statutes 12-146 and 12-146B, since we don't have the other selectmen here, I move that we table this for the next meeting. All in favor? Aye. And we'll consider that table. I move we accept the Board of Selectmen meeting schedule for 2024. Second. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, same schedule. I went through and checked. It's same Tuesdays. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And seeing none opposed, motion carries. Next up, so I move for discussion that we discuss the approval of the proposed changer to the transfer station pricing information sheet for discussion. All in favor? Aye. So once we put this on here, we realized that we needed to have a public hearing. So what we'll end up doing is we'll be setting another public hearing for December 5th at 6:45. I suggest we just include this in the same public hearing. Marty, is there any problem with us doing two items in the same public hearing? I don't believe so, but I want to check.
You mean schedule them both at 6:45?
So I guess you have to have a separate, do you have to legally have a separate
I would.
question?
I would do one. Somebody may not want to be there for the other one. So what you might want to do is you can schedule one at, I'm just throwing a time out, at 6:15 and then schedule the next one at 6:30 or something like that. That'd be the safer course, I think.
Okay. I'm thinking of the times, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a town meeting at 6:30 for the sale of Trowbridge. Hardly anybody shows up for those in general, and it's a very quick vote. We were going to do then a public hearing at 6:45 to consider the rate changes for public utilities. I guess what we could do is we could squeeze this in before.
Yeah.
And it goes until, that way everybody could be there for what they want to see, but I just didn't know I thought we could do two questions or two issues on the same hearing, but we'll stagger it by 10 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, has the Board of Selectmen already set a date for the town meeting?
We are setting the town meeting date tonight.
You're gonna add that to the agenda?
Yes, I actually neglected to do it in the beginning, but I will make a motion to add it in a moment.
Okay.
So, let's, I guess since we're doing these separate, we can make a motion for each thing. So, I move that we, set the time for a public hearing on December 5th at 6:40 p.m. for proposed changes to the transfer station pricing information sheet.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. So we'll go on to the next. I move we accept the land adjacent to 137 and 147 Rockwell Road to be preserved as open space. Next second. Okay, so what we have, Marty, you want to go ahead and kind of open the door to this, because this has been sitting on the docket for quite some time.
Yeah, it has. This was approved, I think, back in, I got it here, 21, I believe, or the beginning of 22. Just bear with me a second. Let me open the file up. Oh, I take that back, 2019. It was approved back, both of them. There was a re-subdivision and a special permit for 137 Rockwell. And then there was a, I believe it was just a, might have been the same thing for a special permit for 147. And they're pretty much next to each other. They were originally owned by the Lewises who lived out there. And what happened was, it wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I got paperwork from the attorney representing the contractor, the owner of the property, in order to have the town sign off on accepting the open space. Both of them have open space parcels, and both of them have very small parcels of land dealing with the road. And what happened was there were a lot of there was a lot of issues. I remember there was a great deal of paperwork. There were some questions about some of the things on the map. It took a long time. It went back and forth. And I finally said, I got to get this over with because I'm leaving. So what happened was I talked to the other attorney, and I got what I believe, even though the dates are old on it, what I think are the correct deeds. And the one deed transfers the property of the open space. All right. And the other one does the same exact thing on the two different maps. I don't know what maps you had, but I'm sorry. The only map that I had was a PDF, and it's small, and you really got to go on a computer to blow it up. But anyway, I went over it again today to make sure that the deeds were correct, that the amount of land is correct and everything is correct. This also was approved previously by our previous Public Works Director. I spoke to our current Public Works Director, who understands that, and I believe in the future he's going to look at these things a little bit more carefully before the town decides, well, let's go ahead and take the open space or make a couple of small changes with the road, but that's for another day. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's...
Marty, was this like in lieu of, what is it, 20% goes to the open space fund? They had enough property where they were able to do the subdivision and put this in as open space?
Yeah, they had enough land to do the open space. I think on one of them, the open space is approximately a little more than 3/4 of an acre. And on the other one, the open space is
Like an acre, 80,000 square feet or something?
yeah, the other one was just short of a builder's acre, 0.988 acres. And they're not big pieces of property. I mean, there are only a couple of lots that are involved. And a lot of it is near wetlands in the back where nobody wants anything built anyway. That's where most of where I believe the open space is going to be, or designated. And then both of them have a couple of small parcels that are out on Rockwell Road, just little strips of land having to deal with the road, maybe expanding the size of the road at some point in the future on the town side. And this, like I said, this was approved by Planning and Zoning a while ago, and the previous Public Works Director.
Marty, just to check you, when you spoke with our Public Works Director currently, it was almost, I had the impression like it didn't really matter so much whether we took those road parcels, but we'll just go ahead and get them anyway. So I don't think we're gonna widen that road, and there are so many other places.
Well, I mean, obviously the public works director that was here before is gone. I don't
Right.
know his 100% reasoning why he thought this was acceptable. I mean, there could be some kind of catch basin I have no idea. And I don't think our current public works director knows that either. That's the problem.
Right.
And I mean, it's been 4 years since it's been approved.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pretty difficult to go back and try to retrace everything that
Right.
happened.
Thank you. Any thoughts?
The house is already built, planning and zoning already approved it.
Yeah, it's pretty much a no-brainer.
Really much nothing for us to do.
Okay, with that, I'll try your mind. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none, motion carries. Next up, I move that I'll do it this way. Motion for consideration of establishing a public hearing date for the possibility of a water rate increase. So second, discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. Okay, so this is where we're talking about setting for the PUC rate increase. We had just set the last one at 6:40 PM. So, I mean, we could set this one at what, 6:50?
Would it make sense to put the other one on the agenda? Because this one I think would be the biggest hot topic where people might want to show up for this. I think 10 minutes will handle this.
Well,
'Cause
that's why we put this one after the other one starts. Oh, I see what you're
yeah, we
saying.
have another one to do.
Yeah, we have two.
The Troll Bridge, so maybe we could add that to.
So I was gonna do the Trowbridge. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do Trowbridge at 6:30.
Oh, okay.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And I was gonna add that on there for 6:30.
Yep.
To your point.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, so I make a motion that we set a public hearing date for a possible water rate increase for December 5th at 6:50 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that motion carries. Next up is consideration of I move that we discuss consideration of $5,000 from ARPA funds to replace the Mercara Park sign and other signs in Bethel. Second for discussion? All in favor? Aye. So Park and Rec came to me and we're looking at about $3,000 to replace the Mercara Park sign. I picked 5,000. I was going to do up to, and if there was something left over, we've been approached by asking from Bethel Healthcare if we would be interested in putting a sign on Vale Road pointing to Bethel Healthcare. Only assisted living facility we have, so I kind of wanted to throw that out, for discussion. So when we do it, the motion will be up to 5,000. I don't think it's going to be that much.
Would ARPA be okay for Bethel Healthcare? That's a private entity. Would that have to come to capital not recurring?
Well,
I would wonder, is it?
I don't think so, because the way, maybe Marty, you can help me with this. I know we don't have the comptroller here. With our ARPA funds, we have set these as revenue replacement. Because the amount was under the limitations. So we have a great deal of latitude, what we do to help people in the community and businesses. I don't know if you heard, the question was, if we do this and it helps Bethel Healthcare, is that something that's still okay under ARPA?
Yeah, I think it is. I think if you recall, there were a lot of questions about it and a lot of issues about what we could and we couldn't do. And it turns out that the comptroller went ahead and calculated that based on the formulas set forth by the feds and the state, that we did lose X amount of dollars altogether. And what we received is less than that amount. So basically, we could pretty much spend it on anything we want. I think, though, in this case, I think that one of the reasons why they're probably going to be looking for the sign is just to generate better traffic for the area, because people don't know where it is. They're gonna slow down, and miss the turn. It's gonna be a problem. And I think, in worst case scenario, it could fall under traffic.
Sure. We also, notably, we did a small business assistance program.
Right.
Like we had 350,000, although we didn't spend all that. I think we did like 286 and the rest
Yes.
came back to ARPA in October.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. All right, so I'll try your mind. All in favor? I apologize. I have to restate the motion because we did consideration. I move that we take up to $5,000 from ARPA funds to replace the McCower Park sign and other signs in Bethel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Motion carries. I know I should have done this before. Got ahead of myself as I always do. I'd like to add to the agenda consideration of special town meeting on December 5th at 6:30 p.m. for the sale of 20 Trowbridge Drive.
Second.
All in favor adding to the agenda? Aye. And then opposed? For our conversation, I'm just gonna go ahead and make the motion. I move that we set a special town meeting on December 5th at 6:30 p.m. regarding the sale of 20 Trowbridge Drive.
Second.
Any discussion? Marty, that motion works? I didn't miss
Yes.
any.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'll try your minds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none, motion carries. With that, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
And, on favor?
Aye.
Aye. We stand adjourned.